Ignore things that make you have to think. That is the cult mentality of MAGA.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Trump has accepted a huge superstar jet from Qatar.
Well, technically, it doesn't go to him. It goes to the presidential library. Dude, they justify everything.
That would be corruption. And this administration doesn't engage in that kind of nefarious activity, except for all the previous times that this exact same thing has happened.
I 100% agree. Part of it is that they don't care. This is kind of a base moment from Charlie.
If you are a MAGA cultist, it actually is unbelievable. They refuse to believe it.
This is crazy. Yes, MAGA cultist. This is the most base video I've seen so far from Charlie. Like, he's not fence-sitting at all.
I really don't know what it will take to snap people out of this. The people that are just so far gone and willing to deny all the evidence of their eyes and ears, that they're constantly being told that they need to.
That's the question of the day. Somebody told me Moistcritical just dropped a video ranting about MAGA. That's compelling. I don't know if that's the truth, but that's what they said, so I'm curious about watching it. It's called brainwashing situation is crazy. All right.
I remember growing up thinking that brainwashing and mind control was just something you see in comic books and cartoons. But now I know it's a very real thing that you can see happening daily in this country. Now, the big thing I want to talk about, I'm going to talk about a lot here. There's going to be a bunch of blabber in here and drool coming out of my mouth as I'm spitting because I'm about to be getting pretty passionate. And the big focus is on the huge crypto collapse from yesterday. And the very suspicious, very lucky trader who was able to cash out $190 million off of it because they were shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before and all the way up until a minute before Trump's Truth Social post announcing the massive tariffs on China, which crashed the entire market. And then 30 minutes later, they cash out $190 million. It seems like they might have known something, but...
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like the first time Trump announced a bunch of crazy tariffs, and then people... I think he even told people... Okay, great. I think he even told people to buy... But I think a lot of people like Marjorie Taylor Greene bought low, and then afterwards he kind of like pulled back on the tariffs for a while, and then the stock shot right back up. So they bought low, and then they were able to sell high, and they made a tremendous amount of money. So I really wouldn't doubt it.
That can't be, right? That would be corruption. And this administration...
Then again, I mean, it's something to keep in mind that like Congress can still basically engage in insider trading. They're able to trade stocks even if they're writing policy on it, which is kind of fucked up. They shouldn't be able to do that. They should be able to do like long-term stocks or whatever, like bullshit stocks. Like I think that's perfectly fine, you know, S&P 500 or whatever. But you shouldn't be able to do fucking day trading if you're in Congress. You're getting paid, I think, $170,000 a year with full benefits. God forbid you also weren't able to invest into stocks, buy and sell stocks that you had direct impact on based on like your hearing, you know, what you're going to say in the hearing.
Doesn't engage in that kind of nefarious activity. Except for all the previous times that this exact same thing has happened with Trump announcing things on Truth Social that people close to him that suckle his fucking teats must have had insider knowledge on because they're able to cash out millions upon millions of dollars because of his rinse and repeat.
I fucking 100% agree.
Cycle of threatening tariffs, backing off tariffs, postponing tariffs, just fluctuating the market up and down, yet people in his inner circle must be privy to this knowledge because they are making absolute bullseye trades based on that before it becomes public.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. This is kind of a base moment from Charlie.
So this isn't really anything new. It's just the most egregious instance because you can literally see it. This account opens and starts shorting Bitcoin and Ethereum a day before this announcement, and then a minute before the Truth Social post goes live. Like, it's unbelievable. And if you're a MAGA cultist, it actually...
This is fucking crazy. Yes, MAGA cultist. Wait, this is the fucking most base video I've seen so far from Charlie. Like, he's not fence-sitting at all. This is like the fucking biggest balls to the wall fucking video I've ever seen in my life, too, from him so far. Especially since he has a lot more to lose from people if he pisses him off. Like, what the fuck do I have to lose? I have nobody watching, you know?
It is unbelievable. They refuse to believe it. They refuse to accept the very real reality that they are getting fucking hosed.
Well, I don't think that's necessary. Okay. I don't think that that's necessarily true that they refuse to believe it. I think that part of it is that they don't care because they just justify it. They'll just say like, oh, well, I know Trump is engaging in corruption, but so is everyone else. Even if his corruption is worse, they don't care. Like that's literally it.
Trump and Trump's family's net worth has exploded since becoming president. How do you defend that? Well, I'll tell you how. Because they say Trump is such a benevolent saint, he actually doesn't even keep his salary from being president. Wow, that's how much he cares about the American people. You fucking delusional homunculus.
Well, he's increased in. It's so funny because he's increased in like the amount of money that he makes so far. Like he's made more money, or he's increased his net worth, which is very unusual. Usually, what'll happen is you'll get like a book deal or something after you're president, which is where people make a lot of their money from. But like he's just making a bunch of money because of like investments.
The presidential salary is actual peanuts. It's literal fucking used condom.
Isn't it like $400,000 a year? I know what he's saying.
In the grand scheme of how much money him and his family are making throughout his presidency. When he was being fucking sworn in, he was still launching up to 168 new products. And that doesn't even...
Yeah, it's $400,000 a year.
Include things like his cologne that he launched. You know, the fucking...
He has a Trump watch, too. It's fucking crazy.
And Trump Gooch galore smell. The Trump watches, the Trump phone and shit like that. So that is only...
Which is made in China, by the way, just so you guys know.
Only increased the amount of things that he is hawking to the American people to buy solely to enrich himself and his family. His fucking meme coin and all of that. His family...
Well, a lot of people are talking about, too, which I think makes sense, of like him creating his own like little meme coin allows other countries to potentially invest into those coins and get favors from him without us really knowing about it. So...
is going ballistic in terms of how much money they are making off of his presidency. They're not even hiding it. They are just constantly making money off of you. As you suffer and get less and less money, they get more and more. They are taking the pizza and not even leaving you bits and pieces, morsels of the crust.
They're not even cutting the slices in half like they would do when you were in middle school or, you know, as a kid and when you're in school, you know?
It's sad, and yet people love it. They will accept it with a fucking smile on their face and say, please, give me some more. I've got more holes for you to fill. Please, come in here. I'm waiting. It's just...
Public Carter PCs has been charged 4 additional times for the Trump phone on top of the double charge they already gave him. They charged him 6 times for it. What the fuck?
Absurd. They don't even stick to a single belief anymore. Like the Epstein files, I know I have made a lot of content on in the past, so I'm not going to regurgitate that. But the Epstein files are a really good example of how they really cared about the Epstein files, and they were really upset at the failure of Joe Biden to release them in that administration. So they were hyping up Trump about all of his promises to release those Epstein files, which he has still not done and still actively just like discounts. And
yeah, but it makes it worse because Trump ran on it. Like, listen, I think everybody knows that there's some shady shit obviously going on, right? And so nobody held anybody to the expectation of like Joe Biden releasing the files because he never promised to release the files. And we're like, oh yeah, like Bill Clinton's probably on there, right? Like we fucking know shit like that, whatever. Trump ran on it, and now that it's time for him to fucking, you know, pay it forward or pay what's due because he ran on it, crickets. He decides not to because he knows he's on the fucking thing, and it makes him look really bad.
The entire administration denying the existence of now, and this same group of people that was so excited for Trump to follow through on that promise is now like, oh, he didn't break any promises. In fact, it's just not even important. That's why he's not doing it. Like, it's not a big deal. Like, who cares?
They just don't care at all. They don't even come with the argument of like, hey, listen, just because you would be on there doesn't mean that he's a pedophile. That's not even the argument that they come up with. They're just like, no, I don't care anymore. They don't care. But some people do. Some people do, I think, care. And that's why Trump, I think he is slowly starting to wane in his support. It's very slow. But you see a lot of conservative infighting, especially when it comes to like Charlie Kirk's death and everything. So
who cares about the Epstein files? We have so many bigger things to worry about. Like what the next product we're going to have to buy from Trump is. Like, they're just now saying, hey, it doesn't matter. We don't care. We actually don't want this information. Actually, I believe everything they're saying now. Yeah, it definitely doesn't exist. Yeah, actually, Maxwell's probably innocent too. But again...
yeah, that is part of it. There was a consideration of potentially giving her a pardon. Fucking Epstein's like fucking what is it, his wife that helped him sex traffic girls. That's crazy.
I've already talked about that a lot. Let's talk about some other stuff. The COVID vaccine. Trump just got a COVID booster. Not a conspiracy. Just out in the open, signed, documented, stamped. It is legitimate. Trump just got a COVID booster.
Wow.
And this administration...
That's funny because Well, this
has constantly played into the MAGA fear of the jab. That was one of the
all of the vaccines. 100%. First and foremost, Trump's official position as of Tylenol Gate was that the original one was okay, but now it's just crazy and it's not effective. But now you have Trump getting the COVID vaccine. How does that help? Especially since you have RFK still going on and on about how he's making up these lies about how getting vaccines, they might reduce, like, you know, your ability to get the flu, but it actually increases your ability to get other things. They're just lying. They're just playing into all these fucking weird fears about, like, oh, vaccines are bad. Actually, dude, there's side effects to everything, but you're better off getting vaccines. We're infinitely safer now. And all these people are like shitting their pants over vaccines. Like, see, the vaccines are terrible, blah, 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 blah. And they're shitting themselves. Every single fucking person shitting themselves about the vaccines, I guarantee you takes at least probably a high blood pressure medication or a high cholesterol medication or a high blood sugar medication, or they're injecting themselves with GLP-1s. Nobody's saying a fucking word about those. It's specifically the vaccines. What is it about why the vaccines specifically? What is it about vaccines specifically that gets you? It's because I have to think it's because the people who believe Donald Trump and RFK about vaccines, I don't think that they're intelligent at all. I think they're very stupid. And what I'm getting at is stupid people cannot think 2 steps ahead of themselves. So if you're somebody who's like, oh man, I have high blood sugar, I need to go to the doctor. Oh, I take a metformin, my blood sugar went down. You can see it in real time. There's no thought process there because you can literally just see how things are getting better for you. But to hear like, oh man, polio is really bad. We see in textbooks that people are dying from it. My mother-in-law talked about polio, and and like, I know that it's bad, but like, I'm not currently experiencing that. So a vaccine for that must be a bad thing. That's what it is, dude. They're insanely stupid. And then guess what? What's the political party that's trying to cut education? Oh, it's Trump's trying to get rid of the Department of Education. Wow, why do you think it is? Why do you think that they're trying to cut the Department of Education? To keep you dumb. They want you to be stupid because they want you to join the military. They want you to be stupid. They don't want you to have education. They don't want you to have health care. They don't want you to be able to afford college because they want you to go and join the military so they can keep up this whole Department of War bullshit and use you as a fucking economic death unit. That's what they want to do to you. And I'm not kidding. It all starts with fucking vaccine denialism. I'm not kidding, dude. I'm fucking serious. That's what it is.
The big things with MAGA is like how this is, contaminating us, poisoning us. They're trying to kill us with the jab. And now Trump just got the vaccine booster, and those same people like Gunther Dickelman are now applauding him for it.
Gunther dude is a machine? What the fuck? Maybe he just ignored that part of it. What does the rest of it say? That's fucking wild. Okay.
Sucking a fucking fart out of his butt for it, giving him a full rim job like, yes!
We love butt farts, baby.
The president's healthy, this is great news. Meanwhile, only a few months ago, a big talking point from him and so many others is the COVID vaccine and the evil of it. But
yes, the current one. Just to be clear, Trump, again, he said the first version of it that came out under his presidency was great, but then the rest of them were all bad. And now he's getting it. Oh, I wonder why.
Now that Trump got the vaccine booster, well, now they love it. Well, now it's great. Actually, Trump...
It's gonna start polarizing again because Trump gets attention from these people because he's willing to say that like these things are evil and bad, and he makes them feel really good. I think another aspect of it that people should keep in mind is that people like true like devout fucking Trump supporters, like the same people who are vaccine deniers, are they're stupid and they're never right about anything, and so like they believe these conspiracy theories because they hope that they're right about something. Like they're desperate for it, and Trump says, "Wow, you're actually smart. Yeah, you got like C's in high school at best, but you're actually so smart. You're right. There is a magical leopard that comes out and drags the sun across the sky every day. Oh my God, I knew it. Thank you, President Trump. You made me feel so smart. I've never felt smart before. I don't even know how to use a toothbrush correctly. My teeth are falling out." That's what it is, dude. These people, like, it's literally just a constant ego trip. That's all it is, dude. I'm telling you.
Probably got the vaccine booster because he's going to immediately give all of us herd immunity. He is using himself as a selfless sacrifice with the jab, so that way his aura of being immune.
Bro, people who go on about herd immunity are so annoying, especially when Bill Maher does it, because he knows that he doesn't believe anything that he's saying about it. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, if you get COVID, yes, like I understand it. If you've gotten COVID, sure, you're gonna be more resistant to it. But like most people, we don't need to engage in herd immunity intentionally. That's fucking crazy. You don't need to expose people to something that was very deadly, that killed 1 million people in America alone over 3 years. You don't need to engage in that in order to be resistant to COVID. We could take a fucking vaccine. It's okay.
Immune to COVID will help infiltrate all of us via osmosis. So now we're all immune to COVID thanks to Trump getting the COVID vaccine booster or some crazy shit maybe. That one I'm just spitballing, but I'm trying to find ways the mental gymnastics around it. But
it seems like that guy just ignored that. It looks like he read the health report that said that he got the COVID vaccine and he just ignored that part. Like, he was just like, oh, Trump's in good health. He's a machine. Wow.
The sad reality is they're not even going to bother trying. They're just going to be like Gunther here.
It's so funny, too, because if you look at Trump, he's obviously physically unhealthy looking, just like I am. The reason that I am healthy and my numbers are in a good area of my blood work is because, I don't know if you know this, I take medication.
Here.
Trump is literally full of, like, free meds from being president. That's why he's still going. So, like, everybody's like, oh, I don't trust pharmaceutical. Like, there's things to not trust him about. I mean, they lied about opiates. I understand that. But, like, you know, you guys are just like, that's what's keeping us going. 99% of the pharmaceutical industry is effective. They just take advantage of it. But you guys just, again, you don't acknowledge these things. You don't care about that. You're like, you are magically just ignoring that. Like, modern medicine is it's a blessing. It's literally, it's like the greatest gift from God we could have seen in our entire lives. It's fucking incredible, but these guys ignore it. They just pick and choose what is good and what's bad. And
just be like the good little NPC drone that's like, anything Trump does is great. Can't wait to swallow more Trump meat. Even though it goes completely against all of the things he was talking about. Dude. Like, so many people that were talking about the jab and how evil it is and all of that are now celebrating that Trump got it. It's just so obvious. It's so blatant. Like fucking cat turd. I don't think I've seen anything from him on Trump getting the jab here. Just radio silence, just crickets. It's just ignore things that make you have to think. That is the cult mentality of MAGA.
Yeah, that sounds about right, dude.
Anything Trump does is perfect. Anything that makes me think that maybe there's something else there, I shut out. I plug my ears to. It is fucking horrifying. Trump is now building a Qatari Air Force base in Idaho. Trump has accepted a huge $400 million Wumbo Turbo Superstar jet from Qatar.
Well, technically, it doesn't go to him. It goes to the presidential library. Dude, they justify everything. It's fucking crazy. They justify literally everything that Trump does. It's fucking wild.
It's a crazy gift. That's one hell of a donation there. I don't want to toss the B word around too lightly here, the bribe nomenclature, but I mean, definitely smells a little fishy over here with that, especially in regards to what came soon after. He then signed a $5.5 billion deal with Qatar for a Trump golf course. Yippee, that's great for the American people. More Trump wealth that he accumulates here through this deal.
Oh, but guys, you don't understand. It's Donald Trump. It's okay if he does insane shit like that. We love him.
And now he is putting a Qatar Air Force base on our homeland soil. America first, right? Yeah, it's really America first thinking right there. Yeah.
Maybe Qatar said that they would make his watches for cheap. Who knows?
And then I've already seen the cope about how, actually, no, this is a joint training procedure. This is something that we do all the time, actually. And I saw JD, My Chemical Romance Vance, talking today about like how it's actually just all fake news and stuff. Even though they have literally verbatim, point blank said exactly what this deal is, and he is just denying that. So not even the...
Well, that's all it is at this point. You know, the like Fox News exists, and like this is how all media works, to be fair, but Fox News exists to just be kind of a head, like just an opportunity for conservatives to say whatever they want. And frankly, you know, Fox News is worse than every other MSN. Like they are worse than every other mainstream media. MSM, I meant to say. Like they are worse. They're all bad, but they are the literal worst. They will lie to you. There is a almost billion. You know what? Like people never want to talk about it, but the reason Tucker Carlson got fired from Fox News is because he cost him almost like $1 billion because he was caught knowingly lying about the Dominion voting machines. That's why he like, that's it. Then people like, they just like, I guess, pretend that it doesn't exist or something. It's fucking crazy, but he got caught That's why they had to fire him, because he knew he was lying about it. That's what the whole thing was over. And like, people, again, they don't fucking acknowledge this shit.
Administration is in agreement on their talking points right now. It's a fucking mess. And still, people are so brainwashed and mind controlled that they'll just accept it and be like, this is great. This is America first, actually, to put this Qatar Air Force Base in Idaho. That's actually exactly what I wanted. And then Trump always finds a way to surprise me with some crazy schizo posting late at night. So his most recent one is the Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very...
If this is so, why use plausible deniability language?
Good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam!
Not really. I mean, like, there was a fucking coup in our government. Do you think that the FBI wouldn't have been potentially planted in there so that they could, I don't know, have some intel on it? So really quick, you know, the editing and everything's done with this video, but I'm kind of scrolling through TikTok and I come across a video from this guy. He's a pretty good content creator. I'll usually watch his stuff when it comes across my screen. And it talks about this 274 FBI agent number. And he talks about how a lot of people are getting bogged down in saying, well, who was president? Because it says Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd. But Trump was president, right? And so that's where everybody's harping on. I know that I say in here, I'm not going to edit out when I say it, but I want to add this in, like, oh, there was probably FBI agents in the crowd to make sure things didn't get out of control. Maybe that's true, maybe that's not. What's actually important here is that this is just verifiably incorrect. If you look at Kash Patel, the FBI director's literal words, his initial statement is right here. And this was his point that he made. I just want to give him credit, but I also want to bring it up. And I really felt this was important to throw in the video. FBI Director Kash Patel told Fox News Digital, agents were sent into a crowd control mission after the riot was declared by Metro Police. There weren't 274 plainclothes officers there instigating. There weren't 274 plainclothes officers, you know, watching to see what's going on. Specifically, these agents were sent into a crowd control mission after the riot was declared. The implication is that they started it, is that the FBI was put in there. What Trump is trying to say is the FBI was actually put in there so that they could instigate an insurrection, completely ignoring the fact, 100% fact, that Donald Trump used it as an opportunity to try to, like, get Mike Pence to accept 7 faulty electors to change the outcome of the election. We like to pretend that part doesn't exist, but that is an objective fact of which is something that Trump tried to do. So it's very silly. It's very silly. Like, he tried to capitalize on it. So even if they did do that, which they didn't, who took advantage of it? Trump did. He wanted to.
Do something, President DJT. There is so much wrong with that. I think he forgot to take his suppositories, because holy shit, Trump was president on January 6th. Biden did not control the FBI. But you know what? Let's play ball.
That's a good point too. Yeah, he literally didn't control the FBI, so it wouldn't have mattered. But everybody's out to get him. That's what it is. He's always a victim inside of, like, the fucking presidency. That's it. Even when he's the president, even when he has control over everything, he's still a perpetual victim. And I think that's another thing that MAGA really grasps onto. They want to be a victim. Like, they don't like listening to all the conversations about reparations. They're tired of the victim complex. Unless it's them, they want to have the victim complex. If it's them, they're totally chill with the victim complex. They're all over it, dude.
Here and dive into a fucking fever dream, a fantasy. Let's say Joseph Biden set down his ice cream, cracked his knuckles, and assumed direct control of the FBI on January 6th and placed all of these agents in here just as Trump says. Well, why don't you do something about it? You are the president. Who are you asking to do something?
Isn't it funny? Because that is the implication of the narrative. But isn't it funny? Because they'll go day by day. MAGA will go day to day, going from Joe Biden is a senile old man to Joe Biden is a malicious piece of shit. Same thing when it comes to when they were talking about like liberals. They went from being these like fucking little pussy boys to apparently being like horrible, like horrific murderers that are trying to kill everybody. Like they can't make up their mind on the narrative about how dangerous the left is. Like they don't know right now. It just goes back and forth. Like they're just like these little coward like pussy boys. Then they turn into the most fucking powerful force in the entire world. Then they're this and they're that. They're all over the fucking place. It's actually insane.
God? Batman? Like, who are you trying to call? Who are you trying to summon to do something? You are the president. So if this is real, why aren't you doing anything? This is a classic President DJT maneuver here, the entire administration really, where they're like, all of these crimes from the Democrats, all of these absolutely abhorrent, vile crimes that the Democrats have done. No more playing nice, no more Mr. Nice Guy. We're showing our teeth, we're baring our fangs, and we're gonna get something done about it. And then nothing. It's all just posturing.
Now Antifa is a terrorist organization. It's just a bunch of fucking people going around saying that they're anti-fascist. There's nothing organized about it. It's just a bunch of people saying that they're Antifa. It's literally just Antifa is literally just like being non-binary. It's just another identification at this point.
It's all performative. It is.
That's all it is. That's a great point. Trump absolutely primed his audience to say that it was going to be stolen from him, and he constantly went on about how it was stolen from him, and he did not accept the defeat that he obviously deserved. I think it's just that Trump is upset that like he can beat two women, Hillary and Kamala, but he can't be a senile old man because he's that unlikable, even though people like to pretend that he is like the most likable guy in the entire fucking world.
It's a game, and they are playing you. They are preying upon your gullibility and your inclination to be afraid, to constantly keep you in fear, because when you are afraid and when you are convinced that the other side is doing all of these things to get you, you are so fucking easy to control. You're so malleable. That's why they're playing that shit in the airports now about how like the Democrats are Satan and all of that. If you
in the airports, what the hell is he talking about? That's fucking crazy.
You have all of this overwhelming evidence that you claim to have about all of these crimes and all of this shit that the Democrats have done. Why have you done nothing?
Because there's nothing, dude. He just likes to keep riling people up.
You would be just as guilty in that case. What is the quote? The only thing it takes for evil to succeed is for good men to do nothing? Well, if you know that all of this evil is happening from the Democrats and you're doing nothing, you're just as guilty. Like, this is so clearly obvious to anyone that's thinking for more than 5 fucking seconds. And you don't even need to be thinking for 5 seconds to see this new Truth Social stinker here that he squeaked out as anything other than just a sham. Like, this should just be alarming into the mental decline of Trump. He was president on January 6th. He controlled the FBI. Not Biden. Biden was probably out riding his bike to a fucking twisty treat.
Biden, for the most part, has been pretty docile ever since he lost. He's just been kind of chilling. Like, he's just chilling now, dude. Or not since he lost. You know what I mean? He's just chilling now, dude. He's chilling as fuck.
I don't think he was down there as the puppet master.
DHS is playing a video in the airport blaming the Democrats for the bad airport experience. What the fuck? What? Wait, but didn't Trump just cut something when it came to the airport that made it so that airports can fuck you harder? I could have swore they cut something. They reduced funding for the FAA. But they also, I could swear, didn't Republicans do something where they got rid of, what happened to Biden era law that required airports to, let me see if I can find it. So apparently there's a lot of shit here that they fucked up. They cut like an EAS program, which I guess would subsidize some airplanes going into rural areas so that if you lived in like a non-robust area, your flight would be cheaper. They cut funding and safety. They cut TSA funding. Wow, that's great for American jobs. I can't remember what it was specifically. Okay, I think it was a require air carriers to fund you if they cancel or something. Yeah, there was something along with like airlines need to be held to a higher standard if they delayed your flight. Right, okay, so they pulled out on a proposed rule for flight delay compensation. Something like that. So basically, they removed so that airlines are not held as accountable if they delay your flights. That's what it was. They don't have, yeah, that's what it was, which is really fucked up. It's just, dude, it's insane how much he's cum guzzling businesses, especially very necessary businesses like airplanes.
After pulling the strings, putting FBI agents in January 6th, it is so crazy, and yet people will just swallow it. They will swallow any shit that Trump feeds them happily, even when they know it's something bad. Like Ted Cruz saying that he got into Congress 13 years ago solely to represent the interests of Israel. He
Did he actually say that? That's fucking crazy. Does he show that?
Is He is an American politician who openly states that he is here for Israel. That, again, like I said, feels treasonous to me. And I imagine most people in a different time period would feel the same, but because of how tribal...
I want to see if I can find that. Oh, apparently he did say that. He said, apparently he publicly stated that his main support, that his support for Israel is a core reason for his political engagement. His support for Israel is based on biblical interpretation. Okay, incredible. That's fucking funny. Yeah, of course it is. It's all Bible shit. Like, yeah, thank God we're making policies based off of the fucking Bible.
Tribalistic politics has become. If you're a big MAGA enthusiast, Trump supporter, you have to somehow just hand wave that and support it because that's what you're told you need to do. Even though anyone should be able to hear that and be concerned. Why does Israel have such a huge stranglehold on the American political landscape and such a massive say-so in how American companies do their business? And why do they even have like the ability?
Well, I would say that it's a mixture of a few different factors. I think factor number one is because they have like a pretty big like stronghold in the Middle East that we want to have access to in some capacity. And so that gives them like a tremendous amount of, power. I think another part of it is biblical though, because like you have a lot of people, especially right now, like in the government, that like, Israel is the chosen land according to God. So they feel like they have to feel a certain type of way about it. I think that's a factor as well. I don't really know all the other, those seem to be probably some of the biggest reasons why, which makes sense. So those are your big reasons why.
Ability to start making demands about what needs to be censored in regards to their atrocities on American platforms. It would be alarming to everyone if the political sphere wasn't just, I have to support everything from this side no matter what. It is fucking scary.
That is the general atmosphere, but it is certainly worse under Trump.
I do want to make a mention of something. It's not all horrible, awful news. There's actually a ceasefire going on right now. And I can only pray that it sticks. With Netanyahu, you never really fucking know. But I can only keep my fingers crossed and pray for the absolute best for the Palestinians and hope that going...
Dude, it's crazy. I think it's actually insane. Okay. I should say it's insane that I tried to dodge roll before and I couldn't because I got stuck on a fucking ledge. So that was fun. Anyway, it's insane how I think like the narrative in with Israel Palestine was always like slowly shifting to remove favor from Israel as time went on. But once this stupid ass motherfucker Netanyahu decided to come on and go, hey guys, we got to run propaganda all over TikTok. Let me publicly hire, by the way, a bunch of influencers to run defense for whatever position I want to have. Once he did that, and he brazenly said he was going to run propaganda in America, shit really hit the fucking fan. That absolutely devastated him. I don't understand why you would say that. I don't understand how you would be that dumb when it comes to propaganda. To me, everybody's saying that Israel is like our propaganda masters. I think that you guys kind of got owned on that one because of how fucking stupid that policy is. To just be dumb as fuck and just like publicly announce you're going to do you're just going to do propaganda. It's fucking preposterous. It's literally fucking preposterous, dude. I can't believe that they went that crazy about it. Like he was that fucking brazen and stupid about it.
Going forward, the people of Gaza will no longer need to fear being massacred by Netanyahu's IDF. Now, I know I said at the beginning of the video the focus of this was going to be on the crypto collapse and the super lucky guy that happened to make $190 million going against all rational thinking and against all the odds. Truly a miracle. But I couldn't help myself. This is just so preposterous. But now, let's finally dive into the crypto collapse. CoffeeZilla made a video going over this. It's extremely well put together, so I'm going to be showing you some clips of that as we talk about it.
I don't even know what this is. I think this is all legal, kind of. I don't think it should be, as you'll see.
Thing is, even if it wasn't legal, it wouldn't matter. There will be no justice pursued regardless, because I think it's pretty clear.
Well, yeah, we have an administration that doesn't give a fuck. They just violate court orders and people's literal, like constitutional rights, like, due process.
That whoever this is, they are part of Trump's inner circle of cronies, and they had this knowledge beforehand what was coming, and it doesn't take a genius to recognize that imposing these huge tariffs on China was going to have a huge effect on the market. So it was a pretty easy opportunity for them to short with that knowledge in mind and make an unbelievable amount of money. Again, if it is legal, it shouldn't be, like CoffeeZilla says, but even if it isn't legal, it won't matter, because they're not going to do anything about it.
But the question is, what did this guy know? Okay, how did somebody make $190 million while everyone else was losing their shirts yesterday? If you don't know, there was one of the biggest crashes we've ever seen in crypto. And someone came in 24 hours before and started placing shorts against the market. Short is just when you bet that the underlying asset is going to go down in price and you will make money on that. Now, this all started October 9th. At 16:39 GMT time, they start accumulating this Bitcoin short.
So T-minus 24 hours until the rest of the world knows this information about the impending tariffs. They come in with $80 million that they start shorting Bitcoin with.
Okay. All right. It's like it's shorting the market. I think that's what they did with GameStop. All right. So this is what my understanding of it. Because I'm like looking into it. Because I remembered how it worked, and then it's like it's just so fucking weird. It's when you basically borrow a stock, right? And then you sell it for let's say the stock's with like, I don't know, fucking $10 a share. You get like 10 shares, so you sell it for 100, and then you feel like it's going to go down to 50, or it's going to get cut in half. So then you buy it back, and then you give it back afterwards. It's so fucking weird. Like the stock market is so strange to me. Like stocks don't exist. It's like the stock market doesn't exist. It's not real. It's not like actually a thing that happens. It's all made up numbers. And it's fucking crazy. And it's just fucking ridiculous. So it's fucking so bizarre.
That is not like a gamble or anything. That feels like they knew for sure something was going to happen. That is a crazy amount to come out of nowhere with to short Bitcoin.
Now the amount is unusual, but that itself is not the unusual part. Then we have Ethereum starts to get shorted at 349 GMT. Interesting. $30 million gets deposited into this account. Immediately start placing major bets that the market is going to go down. Why is this significant? Well, because at 14:57, this is only a few hours later, like 12 hours later, Trump posts on Truth Social that they are calculating a massive increase on Chinese tariffs.
Zoinks. That's really lucky. This account comes out of nowhere, swinging huge numbers, slinging big time fucking doubloons here on these shorts, and then shortly after, well, it looks like something might be happening to the market here with these potential tariffs that they're calculating.
Where I think this goes from suspicious to downright diabolical is the fact that at this point, the market dips a little bit because you have these threats of tariffs. But the person does not start closing out their shorts yet.
No, that's not weird.
So they keep let's see, quote unquote, testing their luck. Is that what we're saying?
This trader's just got diamond hands. What? He's not going to close out his position.
He's just really lucky. Maybe this was his last gamble, guys. You don't know anything.
Based off of just that one tweet there. No, that wouldn't make any sense. He's just got strong paws to really grip onto his positions here.
Which I think is very interesting. If you place this huge short bet and then the president tweets something like this, you would think you would close out your order, but not only do they not do that, not only do they not close out their short, they continue to place short bets against Bitcoin. In fact, this person continues to short Bitcoin all the way up till 2049-23 GMT. Why is that significant, ladies and gentlemen? It's because 2049 is the last short he places, okay? 2050 GMT. A minute later, 1 minute later, Trump announces they're considering an 100% tariff on China, which of course tanks the market. And this person makes literally $190 million in 24 hours.
That's fucking crazy. Dude, there's what are like an actual statistician, what are the odds that would ever happen? That's fucking disgusting, actually. I wonder if it was just Trump doing it. I wonder if he had somebody do it. I don't even know. That's fucking preposterous.
Then over the course of the next half hour,
99% of gamblers, they give up right before they get like a fucking right before a big win.
Close out all of their shorts and they cash out big time. Jackpot. Wow, did they get lucky or what, huh? Man, I cannot believe the coinky-dink there. Shorting all the way up until 1 minute before Trump's tweet. Geez, some guys have all the luck. You would actually need to be the biggest fucking stupidest troglodyte on the planet to think that this was just like a lucky, miracle trade here from this individual. This is clearly someone that had information about what was coming. The speculation is that it's Barron Trump.
Well, that makes sense. Maybe he's just paying it forward, dude. His dad helped him get a very small donation of $1 million, Trump's dad, to help him, start up. Very small loan, donation, whatever. And he's just trying to pay it forward for Barron.
There's a lot of people that are providing their loose evidence that it's Barron. Nothing's confirmed on who this.
Yeah, I mean, it's all speculation, but I wouldn't doubt it.
And I don't think there will.
Yeah, that's his kid. Apparently, he's 6'4", guys. Crazy.
Ever be confirmation on who this was. But it doesn't take a galaxy brain 5-digit IQ genius to see this and recognize that the only way that something like this
it's fucking crazy, because you guys know that, like, if fucking Joe Biden invested in like Kleenex and then he decided to buy a bunch of Kleenex for his office, then they would be having a meltdown about how there's definitely some kind of like a fraud or abuse going on. But this they're not going. The conservatives aren't going to say a fucking thing.
Happens is if
you thought he was 6'7". Oh fuck! I did the thing.
That person had prior knowledge of what was coming. There is no other explanation for it. So while everyone else lost tons of money, some people lost everything. This crash was so colossal that some people took their own lives because of it.
Jesus Christ.
The only way that someone went totally against the grain all the way up until 1 minute before the fucking, bomb dropped from Trump here is if they knew it was coming. Like, it's just, I think it is so clear. And the only way you could possibly think anything else is if you're already brainwashed and mind-controlled and stuck in a cult mentality. I really don't know what it will take to snap people out of this. The people that are just so far gone and willing to deny all the evidence of their eyes and ears, that they're constantly being told that they need to. Following these orders of just deny everything that you see and hear from this administration and everything going on. I don't know how you bring them back into, like, being able to think.
I mean, that is the question. That's the question of the day. Yeah, great question. I don't know is like the true answer, honestly. Like, I don't really know what you can do to de-radicalize like fucking insane Trump supporters. I don't. Because I don't think that they voted on facts in the first place. So, like, you can't really factually appeal to people who don't value facts. So I'm not entirely sure what you can do to bring back a Trump supporter. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't know what you can really do. I mean, we're talking about, typically speaking, a group of people who are very religious. I mean, people are not gonna like what I have to say, but they're people who are very religious. And, like, realistically speaking, what religion does is it primes you to basically take orders from a dictator or any of the cronies around a dictator. I'm not saying God is bad, but, like, organized religion, maybe not so good. You're expected to basically listen to some kind of authoritarian figure that can interpret, God. And kind of just listen to what they have to say, regardless of the facts of the world around you. So, I mean, that's what you've already conditioned through your whole life. You haven't been conditioned to think about facts or logic or anything like that at all. You've been kind of just conditioned to, just believe whatever. So I don't really know what you can do to de-radicalize somebody like that.
Think. Like, actually be able to think. It's fucking terrifying. It's actually extremely scary. So yeah, I wanted to yap about this morning. That's really about it. So yeah.
All right.
I remember.
Cool video. I'm actually surprised that he took such a firm stance. Pretty based.